Lightning here. Hopefully we don't. Hopefully we don't have any power outages or anything tonight. Gaming headset. I don't see any. I don't see that happening. uh, does it sound better at least? Is it? I don't really know about the guitar. I don't know how that sounds because I don't know. Like on Discord, the settings might be weird or something. But hey, how you doing? Well, Shia, welcome. This program is brought to you by Kentucky Fried Chicken. Oh man, I feel that. I had to do a lot of work today too, outside. Ay, 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 ay. Well, yeah, really. Amen to that. That's not creepy. Hope that doesn't beat all right there. I tell you what, that. Did you ever hear any interviews with Colonel Sanders ever? He started, yeah, he started making chicken. He was actually, I think he was a preacher, and then he started making chicken, and it was so good. Everybody said you need to open a restaurant. So he opened his first restaurant in Kentucky, in a gas station. And the truckers would come in and they're like, "Man, that's the best chicken I ever had." And they started telling everyone about it. Then he started opening them all over Kentucky, and then it grew to other places, Indiana, Michigan, whatever, and then across the country. But it's quite a story. He was actually a really good Christian man, even though he looks kind of creepy there. Somebody didn't do him justice. Well, anyway, So Sunday night we had another good night. I think the Lord was with us in a good way. I really felt like the Holy Spirit was ministering to someone, either there or somebody that maybe, people can view the replays of these services on YouTube and whatnot, and Facebook and other places. So you never know who's actually watching the services and whatever. But I'm really starting to see something happening on Wire Club again, and I would like to, you know, work towards getting another service during the week. We talked about it and see if we can increase even more, and then get maybe some of them to help us run the room on the day to day. Because I think we would get people anytime on there, that there are people that are looking for some leadership and guidance, and that's what I did on there before. But I don't want to run it full time. I just don't have it in me to do that. But if I can get some help, and I don't want you guys to feel like you have to do that either, because we have other fish to fry on here. We have Discord to run, and we have other things that we're trying to do as well. But um, at any rate, I'm going to see what can happen with that. Um, I'm not really sure that we have anybody on Discord at all. Discord's been kind of dead. Um, I think it's just going to have to be, like I said, building relationships again. I don't really know what how to crack Discord anymore. I don't know what the secret is to get people. I suppose that they've pretty much shut it down for any kind of. Um, it's in a lockdown mode. I think they kind of just tighten the screws when it comes to new people. Where's Dalen when you need him? You remember when Dalen was fascinated with Colonel Sanders and he kept he kept posting him every time we came online. Where's Dalen at? We need him, but we need him on here. But anyway, yeah, it's like Fort Knox now. You can't get a new person to come through. Now I don't know. I don't look at. I'm not on here as much as I should be either. Um, but let me give you a timeline. I think that helps us if we have a timeline of what we want to do, because I think we don't want to make the mistake of rushing things too much, thinking that, well, we have to do everything, you know. Yeah, we should have a bit of urgency, but we don't have to rush it. So you got to remember it's summertime here in the United States. However, in Australia, it's winter time. Did you know that? It is winter. Now, they don't get a lot of snow, but they get cold for them. For And then in New Zealand, it's winter too. Now they don't get real cold, but for them, if it gets down to like 40 degrees, they're freezing. They think it's below zero. I asked him the other night. I said, when it gets cold, do the kangaroos wear a sweater? And they laughed. They'd never heard that one. I thought that was a pretty obvious joke. But yeah, they have pictures of Santa Claus at Christmas wearing bathing suit and stuff because it's summer during Christmas. It's just weird to me. But here it is summer, and in the summer up here, people are outside. Like I said, it's a lot harder to get chat going in the summer. However, in the um, In the fall and in the winter and in those months, it is a little easier because people are inside more and they're looking for things to do more, and so that might be a better way to do it. But anyway, my timeline is sort of like this. In August, I want to really work on follow up with Discord, try to get, you know, some of the people that are already on here to come back and to join us for live streams. So that's going to require some time building relationships again, and then keep doing the live stream, whatever. I want to in the fall, which is for me, the fall would be like September, October. I'd like to start getting on FeedSpot and get that going, and then also add um, what else? Oh, I can't think of what I was going to say. FeedSpot. I don't know, whatever. But so that's my timeline. I think I want to get through August, get through the main part of the summer, and just try to continue what we're doing with getting new people, um, and then shoot for the fall and launch those new things, and hopefully that will help us a lot, increasing some of our traffic. Now I am going to do the short clips, so I'm going to be sending those out. I had a really good. I did 2 or 3 short campaigns on Facebook. Like I think I spent maybe $15, so it wasn't really. I mean, but I got probably over 100 um, views of my page, my our Jesus Connect page on Facebook, and most of them I converted to viewers, which means I can communicate with them. But I haven't had much success actually getting anybody to respond. However, a lot of people on Facebook never do respond; they just watch. If they're watching a video, you might get a person here or there that will respond. So I don't know how beneficial Facebook Facebook is. Oh yeah, that's about right. But yeah, I mean, so really, I think in August it's just going to be a lot of follow up and so on. We need to work on and then of course working on Warrior Club to get that really going. And I think if we can get everything doing that, that's a good timeline because it gives us some time to work on those things. And I think if we do that by September, October, we're going to have what is our goal? I mean, we should set a goal. How many people would we like to have chatting every day, either on the website or Discord or Warrior Club? I'm thinking 25 people is a good, solid goal to start out with. And I don't think that's out of the question. I think we could hit that number. But if I'm really just focusing on doing outreach and doing follow up and doing that, we can do it. Because right now I'm not looking at doing any other website building. Period. I'm staying with what we got. I like the website now with the Wix. It's set up for me to do short clips, and I have a social media manager now, a site that manages my posts. I haven't really got really involved in using it yet, um, but that will help us too because we'll get traffic from that. But anyway, I'm hoping that what? Oh, uh, 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 I think he was on another program and he had his mic on and it bleed. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, you're all right. No problem. It's just us here. It's just us church mouse, church mice. Uh, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. One thing leads to another. Well, interesting thing was, I opened my shed the other day and I had my, hey, hey, thanks a whole lot for ripping up my pillow, you dummy. Anyway, he ripped into a bag of grass seed in the shed. So I went in there, and there was a mouse. He looked just like that mouse, and he was standing up just like that, and he was eating the seed, and he had it like this. And he was just staring at me. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. He wasn't a threat. He wasn't a rat or anything. It was a mouse. I've never seen that before in my life. I was like, oh my goodness, what do I do? Just so I don't know. He ended up getting scared and ran off. But man, I'm gonna tan your hide. That's my good pillow. That's not yours. I just bought him an expensive bone, and he was right before I gave it to him right before, so he'd be busy, and he's already tired of that. So he's got the pillow now, but I don't know. Whatever. It's already ripped. But anyway, today is my mom's 94th birthday. And I was going to have her come on, but she went to bed early tonight. So I think Thursday we're celebrating her birthday at my sister's. So maybe Thursday night when we do Bible study, I'll have her come on. Yeah, yep, it's pretty cool, man. 94 years old. That's a milestone. A lot of people never reach that. We're believing for many, many more years. She's pretty healthy, other than the dementia. She's really doing pretty good. So we will keep believing God for good health and everything. Um, yeah, so I think that once we get, I think tomorrow I'm going to work on the short clip. Uh, I got to figure out what program to use for that. The one I really like is called Sermon Shots. And the reason I like it is because it's the easiest to use. It's a Christian ministry. It's not like some of them are just generic companies that split your video, but this one is actual Christian. So they kind of, I don't know how they know it, but the first time I used it, they spliced my video in different sections, and one of the options was the altar call part of the service, where I finished the service and I was playing the music and I was, doing the challenge, whatever the challenge was for that day. And it was powerful. I mean, the way that it's set up, it was really good. And I mean, you got to remember, these are teasers. I mean, everybody does it. You see it all the time. That's what TikTok is, really. It's a teaser. Sometimes, there's a longer video, sometimes there isn't. But in our case, there is a longer video, and the longer video will be on the website. So when they come to the website, they watch the full video. It's really a cool idea if it works. The whole thing is you got to hope that it works. But you got to try things. If you don't try things, you don't know. That's the whole thing. You got to try it. I'm gonna have to beat you. I don't know. You got to see this. I'm gonna take this. See all that white stuff all around him? That's the pillow that he just destroyed. I can't zoom in on it, really. I don't know how to do it. I don't have that kind of camera. You see that? You see it? Oh wait, I got it. Now you see it. You see all that white stuff? That's him chewing up my pillow. Yeah, he's gonna get a whipping, a beating. I gotta see in the dashboard of that social media manager that it keeps tallies on how many people watch your video, and it tracks it so you kind of get an idea of how good the video is doing. Out there is somebody watching it, is anybody joining the website from it or whatever. But I only sent out one video, and I but what it does is it you manage it. You tell it when do you want it sent, where do you want it. I mean, I could do Discord too. I could send it to Discord, and it would and you manage it. Like I can manage it to go 2, 3 times a day or 5 times a day or whatever, and it's all part of the same plan. You go into the dashboard. Once you manage those posts, they're automatically going out every day, so you don't have to remember to do it, and it's just going on. And that's kind of what you want. You don't want to have to do things manually because that's too much work. And so it's better to have it done like that. And then, that's just one way that you could potentially get new people, especially to the website. And I like the website now because I think it has a purpose. As before, I really was trying to get what the purpose is for the website. And now it seems to have its purpose because I've been wanting to do these short clips for a long time. And the thing is, you got to do them for a while. You can't just do one or two and expect results. You have to do them all the time, every day, for sometimes even months before people start to see it. How, how many of you watch any? Do you watch any YouTube channels? Are you involved in watching anybody on YouTube? Uh, a lot of people watch the same YouTube channels. It seems to be there's a lot of them that are real popular. Um, One of the ones I watch, I like for some reason I like to watch these old, people that build cabins and stuff and in the woods, and I just like to watch it. It's cool to me to see it, and how they do it. And there's one guy, I don't know how he does it, but he is always his videos always pop up anytime I go to that genre. His cabin building is called Simple Life or something. He he must like know how to use YouTube because I mean he doesn't do anything any different than anybody else, and I don't particularly think he's the best builder, but he gets the most hits. So I think it's all about figuring it out, how to crack that, you know, barrier. Either that or else you got to invest money into it. Whoa man, now you got to see this. Look at this. That's what's left of that pillow. You proud of yourself? You destroyed that whole pillow. Well, that's yours now. I'm gonna have to go out tomorrow and buy me a new pillow, and I'm gonna have to hide it. Yeah, what pillow is right? He still got it. He's still chewing it. Now he's going even crazier. He's got it in him now. He's like, oh man, it's just now it's totally destroyed. Dude, what are you doing? Well, if he starts doing the sheets, he'll be outside. That pillow was already ripped, so I'm not real worried about that one. I got two pillows that are ripped, and those are his. I'll just keep filling them and taping them. He can keep chewing them up. But anyway, what before I got him, for the couple years I followed this one husky site on YouTube. The girl, it's called Key. His name is Key. Key the Stunt Husky. Another very popular YouTube channel, over 1 million viewers. And Key, the dog, he had a best friend. It was an older husky. I think it was 3 years older than him. And whenever she would say, "Guess who's coming over?" she'd go, "Sherpa," and he'd go like this, and he'd go to the door, and he knew Sherpa was coming. That's his best friend. And oh my goodness, well, Sherpa just died, and she posted. It was very sad. She posted like a 25-minute video of when Key was a puppy and how they met and how they were like best friends from the time he was a puppy through his whole life. It's just sad. I mean, heart wrenching stuff. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's a cloud. There's a cloud on my bed. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess you're having the time of your life. But I should do a video of my dog. I think he'd be. I think it would get a lot of hits because he. I mean, he's just naturally like this. That's just who he is. I mean, he's funny. But that was, like I said, that pillow was already ruined. I'm not real worried about it. Other than now, I got to clean it up. Have you ever tried to put those cotton back in a pillow? You might as well try putting feathers back in a pillowcase. It's very hard to do it. What I could do, putting feathers back in a duck. What I could do is start a video with him, and then preach to people while they're on there. There you go. Now you're thinking. But he's a nut job. One of the things I got to learn him not to do is if people are on a bike and they're trying to go around me, he'll literally go after them and chase them. And I mean, it could get dangerous if he got in front of them and they ran him over and knocked the person off the bike. I have to be very careful about that because he is. So whenever I see a bike, I just pull him in. I just pull him right up towards me, and I got to hold him back because he's he wants to chase it. Like he's crazy. He doesn't understand the danger of that. He will if he ever gets run over by a bike or whatever. But then some people on bikes aren't very smart either because they'll come right up behind you and they won't warn you or tell you they're there. And then all of a sudden you got some bike and my dog freaks out and starts to chase them. And it's not so bad on the short leash, but if I'm on the 18-foot one and he's out there, he can go. And that's where I got to be real careful. But anyway, so back to this. How, how was Mazzello on Sunday night? I think there was maybe a couple people on there. Anybody new that you were able to? I know it's hard when you're in wire and everything. It's very hard to monitor everything. But I did see it seemed like there was a couple people maybe on there, but they don't know if they actually stayed in there very long. Okay. Well, oh, was he a new person? Yeah, I don't know who. Do you know who that is? Is that somebody new? All right, I'll have to look on my YouTube and see if he. I don't always check my YouTube notifications. See if he messaged me. No, I don't know anybody by that name. That could be a well. That could actually be a good sign if it's somebody new. That means somehow they were able to find our video on there. Um, yeah, one of the things that I realize that most everybody that has a YouTube channel has had to do is you have to at least get some kind of a paid version of YouTube. Um, now there is a program. It's called YouTube Buddy or something like that. I can't remember exactly. I have it saved on my computer. But for a moderate price, uh, you can pay to have your YouTube videos suggested in like a Christian genre or whatever, so that you know how you see the suggested videos and such. And the company sets it up; they manage it for you so that they put your videos in the queue so that people find your videos, and that's one way to grow. It's pretty simple. I mean, the bottom line with YouTube is you just have to get visibility on there. And then once people find your videos, they'll come and they'll watch it. I mean, these people that have huge YouTube followings, it's because it snowballs over time, you know. And, you know, we're not doing anything. I mean, literally nothing. Nobody knows we're on YouTube. And it's because I don't do anything with it. That's the whole point. But if we were going to do anything to grow, we should do YouTube because it is the fastest way to grow. It's the best way to grow. It really is. But I don't know. We haven't done it. We have a good channel. I think it could do well with Christian people, especially. But it's one of those things that we have to. Oh, you mean on Discord? Hey, that's great. That's good because I believe that will help us. And by the way, I am getting notifications from the blog on the website. It does give you email notifications when there's a blog posted. So I'll just keep doing that, you know, and that way, you know, that will trigger notifications to people. However, like I said, we don't really need them because of Discord being our main chat and everything like that. So anyway, um, everything that we do on here, you have to. It's like a field. You have to sow the seed in order to get the crop. There's no shortcuts, and there's no shortcuts with this. I mean, you get out what you put in, and I don't. And I'm just saying this on my part, and not saying it to anybody else, because I know you guys are doing what you can, and I appreciate it. But on my end, I know I'm not putting in what I need to in order to make it work. I'm doing a lot, but I know there's more that I could do. And so some of the follow up has to be done. And it's hard because sometimes I think certain individual is going to help me, and he says he's going to help me, and he wants to do it, and then he just disappears, keeps disappearing on me. And this has been a trend for years. I don't want to give his name out, but I think I know you know who he is. But he just, if he would commit to helping and really mean it and do it, this thing would blow up. But he just can't bring himself to do it. And I don't know what it is. I don't think it's anything personal. I just think it's in his personality. He's not going to do it. I should know that, after all these years. So that's why I don't really put any emphasis on it. I just, if he wants to do it. Now, he likes to game. He's a big time gamer. If we could ever get him involved in gaming on here, I think it would help him to get involved more. So maybe Game Warrior, you could message Drew Diligent. I mean, not Diligent. Uh, whatever his name is on here. Is it Digital Drew? Yeah. You know, message him, reach out to him, give him a little bit of education on the bots and how to do them. I think that would help him to get interested in this because he could be a huge help because he's gifted in teaching and preaching. He's gifted in a lot of areas. He's good with technology. So I think he just needs a little prodding, maybe from somebody else. So if you could do that for me, that would be grateful. And it'll help us. It'll help us, everybody. But anyway, not a whole lot tonight other than, just I'm encouraged about Sunday nights. I think that I'm seeing, I feel like we're on the verge of a breakthrough where we're going to start seeing some people coming to the Lord, and it that's what it's going to take. One of the things I was going to say though, and I don't know how to work this into it yet, but we need to every 4 years. For every 4 years, there's the Olympics, and so they're not around all the time. It's a very special time in the world because it's kind of like what always fascinated me about the Olympics is you could have countries at war, like Ukraine and Russia and China and well, not really North Korea, but other countries that are just like ready to tear each other apart, but yet they'll come to the games and they'll play sports in a gentlemanly way and represent their country. And I always found that fascinating. But then, as soon as the Olympics are over, they go back to fighting. Doesn't? Why don't we just do the Olympics every day, and then nobody would fight? But there's such an opportunity to share the gospel, and every time the Olympics comes up, and I mean the last 4 years, I've been doing this a long time, at least 11 years. So two different four. Let's see, that's eight. Wait, two. I can't think. Is it six different Olympic? 8 years would be two. Yeah, two different Olympic Games. My brain is exploding since I've been doing this. And I've always tried to use the storylines of the Olympics and all that to bring in, because you got Christian athletes, and I like to share their stories and encourage people. So we'll be doing that. It starts on Friday night. So we may or may not. I might. It depends on if I want to. I don't think I'm going to record it. So I may watch. I usually watch the open ceremonies. I like it. It's just, I know I'm weird. I enjoy the Olympics. A lot of people don't care about it. They don't give a rip about it. I like it. I think I like the storylines. I like how it brings the world together in a peaceful time. And people do play for their country. They want to win, and it means something to them when they get the gold medal. If they're crying, man, it means something to them. Now I know it's not eternal, but it's symbolic of that eternal reward. It's symbolic. It isn't the same thing, obviously, but it's symbolic. But anyway, I want to do some gospel outreach with the Olympics. Haven't thought yet how I'm going to do it, but we'll figure it out. And so that's going to be 2 weeks. So we got a lot of time to work on it and get some things out there. Another thing that I want you guys to be praying about is I'm doing a on Facebook, which is that perfect place to do this. I'm doing my Revelation 24 prayer group now, and that's Prayer for America. And I'm seeing some growth in that. Some people that come to the live prayer. Um, it's not a lot, but it's starting. But I've only done like 3 prayer times on there. I was supposed to do it 5 days a week, but it's not always possible. But anyway, that's another ministry that I think could really help us to grow and get more people, because as people join that, then we bridge them over to Discord and everything. So it's a lot of work to do this. It's not easy. It's not like I wish it was easier. Maybe we'll find an easier way one day. But so we're doing a lot of things. Hopefully, as we have all of these irons in the fire, as they say, we'll start seeing something open up in a mighty way. And I mean, God's moving, though. That's the thing. The Spirit of God is moving. I mean, you got to have that. If you don't have God moving, none of it matters. It's all in vain. Unless the Lord builds the house, they that labor in vain. We have the Spirit. God's moving. I mean, I'm I'm telling you, I know this because I know when it's dead, and I know when there's no life. I've been through that, and I know right now there's life here. There's something happening. God's moving in the Spirit. Everything is good there. We just need to connect to more people. That's the bottom line. And we keep saying that we have to have a website because that's the landing page. And now we have it. So now we have no excuse but to keep working that angle and try to get the people coming. Like I said, there's no difference between them coming to the website or Discord. It's all ending up in the same place. It's it's like when you eat, all the food goes to your stomach. you, you could eat different food, but it's all going to the same place, your stomach, and so on. But it's in the same way. We use the landing page of the website, or you can invite people to Discord. Your choice. I like Discord. I thought about it the other night. I was walking and I was thinking about Discord. Um, I was going to give it a time limit on it, and so okay, if we don't start seeing some people, maybe we should consider using something else. It just seems kind of like. But then I thought to myself, it really doesn't matter because it's free, and if we enjoy it, we get something out of it. No harm, no foul. Let's just keep using it. I mean, maybe that's exactly what the devil wants us to do is we tried to give up on it before and we keep coming back to it for a reason. And maybe the reason is because God's going to break through. and we're going to start seeing it could happen any second. Now that are you still in that Children of God server game where are you still in there with that dude, whatever his name is? What's his name? Grayson, I think his name was Grayson. Anyway, Grayson and I had a good talk the other day, and as soon as I got done talking to him, and I told him that maybe we could partner up if he wanted to, and he said he wasn't sure what he wanted to do because he wasn't getting any responses from any of the people anyway. And I checked his server, and like it was a day later, and he started getting some hits on his server. Some people were coming in. I'm like, oh, that's good for him, but what about us, Lord? Come on, bring them. So we just got to get the people, and that's what we're praying for. No, I haven't been there. Have not been there. Do they have a lot of people, or what's their status? Okay, well, Twitch is a different animal. It's easier to get people on Twitch than it is on here, and if you're gaming, it's even better. That's the reason I never really went to Twitch because I know that a lot of the people that are on there they want to watch and play games. But I know Game Lawyer and I talked about doing it. I think we did. Did we not? Did we start a Twitch Jesus Connect? We were going to, but I think if we did that, that would be. I think we could grow a lot easier on there than here. Twitch has blown up as one of the largest streaming platforms out there, and it's everywhere. I mean, you can get Twitch on your TV. It's a regular channel now. I mean, they've really advanced over the years. We had some kids. I call everybody a kid, but I think Dalen and there was another guy that we had on here. I can't think of who it was. Anyway, they started a Twitch, and they were supposed to make it Jesus Connect so that we could all have everything uniformed. And they made it something else, and so it didn't make sense. And they were actually getting people on there, and I was like, well, that's good. Why don't you connect it to Jesus Connect so that we can actually use it? I mean, if you're just going to create a Twitch, but I don't know why they did it that way, but it never really did anything because it was kind of like an island outside of itself. We didn't have a connection our to our group here. I wanted to link it to our Discord, but I think if I would keep an eye on that server and see how it does. And if they're doing good, I think we should try that because it's something that I've been wanting to do. I've talked to Game Warrior about it. He's the Twitch guy. He seems to know how to do it. I don't know. Is he here? Or did he have to leave because he hasn't responded? Game Warrior, are you here? Okay, so you're on Twitch. Do you have a Twitch group yourself, or you just view other groups? Or I would like to. I think that should be a project for us. We should consider starting a Twitch channel. I think I have a Jesus Connect Twitch channel, but I'm not feeling Twitch as far as I don't like the layout of it and how it flows. Yeah, I think if somebody knows how to do it, and I think Game Warrior does, we might want to have him look into actually either taking the one I started or just starting his own. And it might make more sense for him just to start his own, and that way he could run it. That's what I would like. I don't want to be running it and trying to run this and everything else. But if he wants to run a Twitch channel that we could link to Discord, I'd love that. I think that would be. I mean, I see Twitch everywhere. I mean, people are using it. It's one of those apps that syncs with everything else. So, well, that's you hit on something that's been in my wheelhouse for. I've been talking to GameWare about it for about a year and a half, and we just never. I don't know what happened. We just never really got together on it. It was something that we had intended on doing. Um, but I've always said, even Discord is a gaming. It started out more of a gaming server, and I think you have to have. Well, we've talked about that. You have to have games or something for the people to do. They're not necessarily just going to come to a Bible study, especially if they're not a Christian. Now, of course, if it was a church, a youth group, or something, yeah, that's different. But when you're online, they got a lot of choices. But they might want to sing, or they might want to do karaoke, or they might want to play games, which we found that to be true. That's what we did when we first started it. I don't know how in the world we ever got away from what we did when we first started. I think it was because of the people that were on here that were kind of at that time were kind of helping me, and they were kind of putting that stuff together, and I was just going along with it. But it was working. We were getting 20, 25 people a night on here, and then all of a sudden it just stream quit, man. It just shut down, and same thing happened to the other guy. And but like I said, we just have to keep mowing through it until we get the right thing, the right combination. It's just like we started on Wire. We did huge numbers on Wire. Then we went to Rabbit. Immediately, we started growing on Rabbit Chat and started having consistently good numbers. And a lot of people came to the Lord on Rabbit, especially you know the mobile users. And then all of a sudden, the mobile went down, and we lost all those people. Heartbreaking, all that work. But then, we even even on Cosme, we I got over 100 runs on Cosme in the last 2 years or whatever. That's amazing for what little we're on there. But we've had success. We just got to find the right combination, and maybe Twitch could be a help. I'm willing to try it. Maybe we can, plan a day to try to get on there and do it. It won't take that long. Start out, and I know that might be something that would bring Andrew in more to this project because he likes games, and if, I think we've talked about Twitch too with him, and I think these are the things that we need to do before we do anything else. We should get some gaming stuff going, and we've had people that wanted to help us with gaming, but we've kind of one guy he was a little bit trollish though, so we had to get rid of him. But yeah, that was weird. But we've had a lot of people, but again, those people have come and they've gone, and we have to accept that they're not with, even if they're still listed on the server, they're not active. So, but there's tons of people. We've got to get out and try to do some things to get people, and that's all of our efforts needs to be put into that, because what good is it to have all these things and not have any people? It doesn't do any good. You have to have the people for these programs to work. But it's like fishing. You don't go out and start out with a boat full of fish, right? You have to go out into the water and put the lines in, and put the bait out and do all the things that you do to try to catch those fish. You have to catch them. And that's, Jesus, that's Jesus said, I'll make you fishers of men. That's stick of dynamite. Oh yeah. That's how some people preach the gospel. I'm just gonna blow you up. You're going to hell. Yeah. You're going to hell. Don't pass go. No getting out of jail free for you. That's like Twitter gospel. Twitter's like exactly like that guy right there. The people on Twitter, everybody's going to hell. That's the only that's the only gospel they know, man. They haven't learned about the grace of God or the love of God that leads to repentance, the kindness of God. All they know is the wrath of God. uh, it's like one time I was walking somewhere, I think it was in Nashville or somewhere. Some guy was on one of those bullhorns, but he had it too close to his mouth. So he was going, you're all going. You couldn't even hear him. It was all muffled. I'm like, dude, can't hear you. You're all muffled. Uh, so then he pulls it away. It's like, oh, maybe you should just muffle yourself again. I've met some people in my day, let me tell you. I stayed with a family once, me and a friend from college. We went to Boston. We worked with Teen Challenge Ministry for the summer, and while we were on our way there, we stopped somewhere. I think it was Pennsylvania or something. He had some friends. We stayed the night. The next night, this guy was a street evangelist, so he took us out. No, it's Columbus, Ohio. I remember now. We were on Ohio State uh, land there, and we were. So I go out with him, and this guy's he's yelling at people with a bullhorn, and he's calling them dog faces. Hey, you dog faces! I'm not kidding you. That was his evangelism approach, to call people dog faces. I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, I asked him. He's like, oh, he goes, I have my ways. I said, I don't like this. I said, I don't want to be any part of what you're doing. I said, you're just going to turn people off. He's like, well, you do it your way. I'll do it my way. And then I told my friend, I said, we're not staying here any longer. I said, we need to get out of here. These people are weird. And they were strange. But there's a lot of weird people that are out there preaching. That's one of the reasons why churches get such a bad rap. Dog face. There's a dog face right here. Are you a dog face? Huh? Look at this. Look at this. You ought to be shot for that. You're lucky I'm a nice guy. All right. Well, maybe tomorrow we can do an outreach. Wait, what's tomorrow? Wednesday? Oh. Where's your bone? Maybe tomorrow we'll do an outreach or something. All right. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. God bless. I'm going to get off of here while he's crazy. All right. Good night.